I'm tired of having to reiterate. I am tired of having to reiterate my political standing, my political status. It's insane based on everything I've put out there that people think I am married to one party. I'm not. Like, I'm independent. That's like my thinking ever since I was a kid. That's how I am. So just because I don't put enough, like anti-Republican shit, like why? Today? Why? All I could say about Republicans, like, not even at the higher level, unless they're rhinos or something, but on the lower level, like, straight up, they're pussies. They don't. Like, the only ones you can actually rely on are probably biker gangs and shit like that. That's about it. Why is that all we have? You know, when it comes to a certain party that's on the righteous side, why is that all we have? You know, everybody's quiet or scared. Like, even, there's people on the right that still wear the muzzles, you know? So, and with all that knowledge out there, you know, we still have drones on both sides. The deal is that one side is just pure wickedness. One side's weak, one side's wicked. One side doesn't have enough numbers or doesn't have a high enough number of people who are willing to, like, straight up say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done. But the left, though, that's just pure evil all around. Like, unless they're just lost and they need guidance, they need to see the light. Like, I have no time for them anymore. I don't even argue with them anymore. I'm done with that. I just put out my information, you know, rip on them, and I just move on, because I know what I know. I know what's true and what's not true. I've done my research. So, and if I'm wrong on something, you could call me out on it. Let's go. Let me be corrected. Let me correct what I'm saying and still be on the right side, still be on the righteous side. But no, these people are just wicked. And the main thing is, when I give this information, and it's irrefutable evidence, they will still argue. They'll call you nuts. They'll call you a conspiracy theorist. Like, all right, when it's your turn, when it came to the whole Russia collusion thing and stuff like that, that's not conspiracy. That's not a theory, because you weren't sure. Nobody was sure. That's why they had the court. That's why they had all these proceedings. But yeah, call me when I actually post or share or read and look up and see for myself what's going on, and I post it. Conspiracy on my end. Okay. So let's get to the topic at hand. Because this is, it's always something. It's always some interaction that has me posting something that pushes me to, like, you need to put this out there because this was completely ridiculous. There's always something on social media, isn't it? Anyway. So I recently went back to, posting on Twitter. And, I saw a post about, I think it was Tulsi Gabbard, and she revealed basically what Kamala Harris was about, about denying parole and things of that nature to black men, while she claims to be for the black community, blah, blah, blah. The woman ain't even black. I'll say that right now. She's not black. Not even ethnically. She's probably, her father's nationally Jamaican, but her, no. All right, straight up Indian, all the way around. And what makes me say that is I'm Jamaican, ethnically. You could say I'm getting into my feels like the left does when it comes to slavery and stuff like that, but that's not it. The thing is, when I see people not just black people, but Jamaicans as well, championing this woman based on her ancestors, what they did to our people in Jamaica. And then after that, while she's in San Francisco, she's pushing the same shit that this guy she's running with, Biden, and the Clintons before then, keeping our men in jail, making us stay in jail longer than anyone else for the same charges that like a white person would, commit. There's evidence of this you could find anywhere. She's been called out on this by Tulsi Gabbard. She had to drop out of the race because that was too much. Right? So I retweeted and I agreed. I was like, yeah, I basically said what I just said here. And one of my so-called friends on Twitter had a problem with it. Started saying things with what she did in the past or what her parents did in the past shouldn't matter. This is coming from someone who would okay. If I post anything pro-Trump, this same person will start arguing about, well, Trump did this, Trump did that years ago. Even though those things are like, there's no proof of it, it's just hearsay, still. Well, there's proof of what this woman has done. And I have the problem? I can't bring it up? Don't you guys bring up slavery all the time? Don't you guys bring up segregation and Jim Crow all the time? Yeah, I agree we should be moving on from that, but nah, it's not a one-way thing. You can't keep that. You can't be the only ones allowed to do that, and I can't. And secondly, I'm like, wait, I'm not even a Republican, so don't get on me like that. Go argue with them. I'm just about good all around. All right? So, and the kicker is here, people. This person's Jamaican herself. Like, more than me. She was actually born there. And I was like, you know what? This conversation isn't even... This conversational argument is it's the dumbest thing that can even occur right now. There's no point here in arguing with somebody who has a problem with Trump. In your mind, implanted by the legacy news and your idols, in your mind, that this person's a racist. No proof of this. There may be instances, there may have been charges, blah, 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 but there's nothing solid to prove this. But there is solid evidence against this woman. Not just the ancestry, but what she did as, what was she, a district attorney or something? Kept so many black men in jail. Wouldn't let them get parole on like marijuana charges and shit like that. Keeping the train running, son. And the person she's running with is Joe Biden, the one responsible for this, for all of this. Responsible for all of our fathers and uncles and brothers and shit like that back in the 90s getting locked up for this bullshit. Solid evidence of this, not claims, solid evidence of this. You're Jamaican. And you're getting mad at me. You should be on my side at least on this. This wasn't no pro-Trump thing. This is a anti-leftist thing or anti-Kamala and Biden thing based on what they've done. Trump didn't have to be mentioned at all. I didn't mention him at all. I try to stay away from that. I try to stick to the issue at hand. If I have to mention Trump, it has to be something he did with his policy or something like that I agree with. Or I don't even spend time defending the man. But if it's Trump, they have to be the opposite. And I'm like, yo, what is this drone? This drone mentality has people who has ancestors, legit ancestors who have been enslaved, rooting and voting for the people who are still about that, all for the sake of getting rid of Trump. How's that How do we move on from there? They call themselves progressive. What's progressive? What is progressive about that, son? What is? Somebody explain that to me. It's insane. I feel it, son. I feel this shit because of what she's done. Offense isn't given, but it's taken. And I take offense to this witch and warlock even being candidates. I don't understand how anyone black, anyone pro-black, and anyone Jamaican or West Indian at any point, I'm not gonna put everybody in this one bubble. It's not like Jesse Lee Peterson here. Not all. But these people, like, when you go to like the Asian realm, they're pretty racist against us. Not the people, but like the governments and stuff like that. It's not everybody, because especially here in the States, you don't deal with this racist shit like that. Like the way they will push it on you on the news or in movies and TV and stuff like that. No, on the ground level, on the people level, I don't have this problem with people. I don't. Like I thought growing up, especially when I got into high school, and I had all my Asian friends, Hispanic friends, we used to rip on each other, Like the N-word was used against me so many times. You think I felt it? Because I said shit about them, everything. And we knew it was in jest. We were best friends. I thought, okay, once you move on to your adult life and stuff like that, these things could keep going because it's all in good fun, y'all. This is how we get together. We laugh, we poke jokes at each other, all this stuff, man. But no, we've become more sensitive than you were as a child, and even children don't get like that when somebody makes fun of them. Only when the crowd is behind you, when the bully starts making fun of you, you're not really feeling that. But when the schoolmates come, that's when you feel it. When you're a kid. So I didn't even feel like that. If it was just one person, it was like, okay, that's that person's problem against me. But everybody else that looks like you doesn't hate me. So I know it's an isolated thing with you. But as adults now, with these people, you can't say shit without them crying or looking to go after your money or your job or your status. It's insane. Somebody fix this shit, son. That's what, I'm just trying to do my part here, to speak on my experiences and my way of thinking, just to reach out to see if there's anyone else that thinks this way, because I can't be the only one, but there's so few that you run into because they're so scared to even speak out. I'm not afraid to speak out. This is life. This is life. Since when do people bitch about everything? Son, since when? This used to be fun, all these comedians, all of them going on apology tours for what they say. I mean, if it was truly wrong what they said, if it was a slip up, okay, apologize for that. But if you meant it as a joke, what are you apologizing for? Isn't that your job? You hit and miss, like anything in your life. I'm not gonna stay there. Like if I'm working and let's say I'm a waiter and I drop a glass, should I be fired day one for that? I attempted to do something. I attempted to balance shit on a tray and I failed. Did I lose a second chance? Is it something that happens every day? Don't I have a good record of always balancing it? It's the same thing with comedians, everything. So I don't get it. Everybody's been pussified. I know why, man. It's media, it's TV, it's everything, everything we're taking in, people need to start putting up a shield against that, because it ain't good. You're losing your mind. You're losing control of your emotions. I thought I'd be having fun as an adult, especially being a recluse when I was a kid. I'm like, okay, I have a chance now to be open, but I can't even be open. I had those few friends in high school. I was like, oh, I'm going to be better than that. I'm going to be like that with everybody. And I expect them to be that way with me. Like, everybody wants to cry and bitch about everything. It doesn't even have to be jokes all the time, but you can't even have fun anymore because all our freedoms are being taken away. You can't do anything and all that shit. So, what up? Insane. insane. Like, I laugh at these people all the time. Like, I've come to a point, like, I don't care. Straight up. You wanna ignore me and shit like that? Like, I'm telling you, these people used to give me high praise because of the person I am, because of the giving person I am, a nice person. I grew up here. That's all I heard growing up, especially in my adult life, because I help people. I take jobs that help people. I like to assist. I like to see people feel good, and I get the feedback from it. I'm not doing it for that reason, but that's what I get. So you would think with that, it's genuine. It's a genuine appreciation, a genuine thank you. And they recognize your spirit. They recognize the person you are. They know you're not out here to commit some bullshit. Nothing wicked. You know that they know you're on their side. You're going to help them. You're going to assist. You got their back. That's the type of person I am. But once I state my opinion on something, for something that I believe in, how does that factor in to what you saw initially in me? I haven't changed as a person. The only thing that's different is I'll raise an eyebrow, like, am I not allowed to be annoyed or angry at something just because I'm nice all the time? Does that mean, oh shit, this is a demon now? Whoa, what happened? I can't put my opinion on, like a political opinion on something? One would think that because I'm an independent, people will take it easy on me. No, if you're not all the way there on the left, if you're not, you're straight up the bad guy. Straight up the bad guy. I am accused of shit that I'm like, I don't even think that way, son. What are you talking about? First of all, I'm not even white. What? Racist? What? Nazi support? What? Son, that I've had these conversations with people before. I'm like, where I stand on injustice. You know that I've explained this in previous videos. Like, this is why I couldn't be a cop. Because if I see somebody doing some evil shit, it's over. My career's over. Because I'm straight up a cowboy. So don't do that. Don't. So if I'm thinking this way, if I have a political opinion, your first thought isn't, well, I know he's a nice person, and I don't like the guy he's rooting for. There has to be a reason why he's okay with this, right? That doesn't make you do that. Well, I'm sure it would if you didn't bombard yourself or allow yourself to be bombarded with CNN and all that shit. You would think for yourself. You would be like, oh, let me see what this person's talking about, because based on what I'm hearing from like the news and my friends and stuff like that, who he's talking about is the bad guy. What is he doing? Let me check this out. Let me verify. None of them do this. Some do, a handful, but not until after I explain myself. Why'd I have to explain myself? If I already had that relationship with you, you know my way of thinking. You know how I am. This is why, they know me. Look at that poster back there. Trunks. It's all about, I'm all about the good guys, the heroes. That's all that's how I go through life. Being the good guy. I'm going to go ahead and... So, I'm in favor of Lex Luthor now? How's that compute in your head? It's not computing at all. Being able to think is gone. Being able to sit back and be like, whoa, hold up. Nah. It's gone. I'm sure all of you have seen this and experienced this. And everybody on the other side is like, right now, I'm imagining they're writing down a whole bunch of shit ready to attack me right now. But I'm like, I don't care, yo. Because first, really and truly, when it comes to trolls and shit, that shit's fun to deal with them. It's just fun. because they're considered a bad guy to me. So I'll just fuck with their heads all day and let them expose themselves. That's why I don't block people or, unfriend anyone. I just let them do what they gotta do. Because I'm like, I'm gonna stand my ground. I see myself as a good guy. What good guy runs away? What? No, we don't do that. Evil runs away. Who always retreating? We watch fucking Transformers. Decepticons, retreat, retreat. That's always. The heroes, you ever see them run? Oh, they'll die fighting. That's me. I'll go all day. I can do this all day. Captain America, straight up. People know this about me. If they don't know this about me, you know this now. But I say these things. They know it, and I prove it with my actions. So I'm rooting for the bad guy? You're going to get mad at me if I bring up actual evil shit people have done, people you're voting in. I do it out of concern for the good people who are going to suffer because you're misinformed or you're not thinking for yourself. That's why I post these things. That's why I say these things. It's not for you. You're lost to me already. And if you're lost, there's nothing I can do, even as a good guy. I can't do anything. I'm not forcing shit on people. I don't force anything on people. I don't force my way of thinking on people. I like being unique in a sense. So why change it? That's not my concern. If you choose to be unhappy, if you choose to believe in stuff like that, it's all on you. But if I see somebody struggling and wants to know, wants to learn, wants to be happy, that's when I'll be there. Just ask. And I'll do what I can. But I'm not holding your hand. Because I'm also, even though I do help people, I don't do for them. That's up to you. Because how do you learn? How do you become strong? I'm the bad guy. Doesn't make sense. So, it's crazy. It is crazy out there, yo. With these masks and shit. Like, I'm asthmatic. I can't be wearing this shit. Like I said, yo, it's not just injustice when it comes to seeing someone do something evil. When it comes to threats against my life, doesn't matter how small it is, I react badly. So if I know these masks is going to suffocate me or make me think I'm dying, because I get these weird panic attacks and my asthma kicks in and shit, like when my face is covered like that. And even in Halloween, I can't keep my mask. Even as a kid, I couldn't keep it on for long. Just start sweating like crazy and like, yo, as much as I love the costume I'm in, it has to come off like every 5 minutes. So, I lost my train of thought. The masks. So when you see that I'm in an establishment, let's say I'm waiting in line, I'm not gonna wear the mask waiting in line. Why? Why suffer? Why do I have to make myself suffer because of a bullshit law or bullshit mandate? You're insane. Because they themselves, the powers that should not be themselves, have come out and said these things don't even work. But you believe they do. And since you're so strong about believing that they work, that these magic masks work so efficiently, and you're wearing it all day through the whole shift, and everyone else is, from inside their car, outside, from the doorstep of their house. I wouldn't be surprised if they're wearing it in their house, but from the doorstep of their house to their car to wherever they go, they have it on. They believe in these things. What's one person not wearing it gonna do? You believe in it, right? It's not what you're gonna catch. It's a magic mask. It's not gonna. What you gonna catch? So if me, one person, or a few people who either are like straight up, this is bullshit, I'm not wearing it, or people who have like health problems by wearing this stuff, why should that affect you? These things are protecting you. Remember what you worried about me not wearing it for? You see how it's like control? This is just control. This is like testing, like, okay, we are giving these people permission to do this. I don't see how others don't see this. You know? I'm telling you, the left, the government, the powers that shouldn't be, the rules are the same as vampires. Like, you have to let them in. You have to give them permission. Because really and truly, with the way this country's set up, you're in control. Nothing that's happening is not without our own consent. We are saying yes. They put out a mandate. They scare you with the word mandate. So you feel like you have to. Then they send their little Freemason cops to make it seem like, yeah, we're going to take you to jail if you don't. Just to scare you. To forget that you can just say no. You're allowed to say no. We're not like other countries. That's why I posted that last video in Australia, where that lady, something she typed on Facebook got her arrested, pregnant. That's not allowed here, but we're giving them permission to make that happen here. Yeah. I don't get angry at these things. I just laugh because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I have to do if the shit hits the fan. If it goes full Mad Max, I know exactly how to handle myself and protect the ones I love. So, what are you gonna do? Oh, you'll be gone. Like, they're gonna take you out first because you were the weak ones. You're like, they're laughing at you. You're gonna get straight up the boot to the neck because they have no respect for you. Yeah, you gave them this power, but they have no respect for you. You'll be their slaves or dead. Us, they'll just try to kill us. They're just gonna fight us. So, I'm down. Either way this goes, I'm down. So this is insane. It's crazy the amount of friends I've lost, relationships that's gone. Like, I never shed a tear over it at all. Great. Never shed a tear over this stuff. I'd shed a tear if they're really on my side, because like, when these people do these things to you, when they just leave you hanging or just bounce on you because of an opinion, you know where they are. You know where they stood. Because imagine if shit went down earlier. They're not sticking with you. They don't have your back. Because look how quick they ran based on just a thought and an opinion. What if something real went down? They'll duck and cover. You're there trying to stand your ground like, oh, this person's got my back. You turn around, just puff of smoke. The shoes left behind. It bounced. That's how I feel. That's what I see when these people do this. That these people are quick to just turn on you. For a man. A man. Not a god. Good or not. These people give him this type of power. And that's what I'm saying, like, with a lot of these Republicans are right-wingers on the lower level. They like to put him up here, deify him. Like, no, he's just a man. I just happen to agree with him. I think he's a man for the job. Calm down. He's not your savior, yo. What up? And on the other side, on the left side, it's the same thing, but they're insane, and they see him as a devil. They still put him up, even though they see him as a bad guy. They still putting him up there. I'm like, I'm here. Like, no, he's here with me. I just have respect for his position and for what we basically hired him to do. And like I said, my very first Walkaway video, son, this dude, you work for us. If you fuck up, we're gonna keep you in check. Or make sure whoever we vote in is nothing like you. We have the power to just fucking revolt, have a revolution. We, the people, have that power. So, if you put him that up there, what power do you think you have over him or against him? You see, that's why these people on the left are so scared, and that's why the people on the right have no muscle. That's why they're pussies, because they're like, oh, he'll handle it, he's got us. Mind you, during the campaign, he's like, no, I'm here for you. What do you want? Like, I've never heard anyone say such a thing. Where was this? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm for this guy. Please win. You know? So, for the people on the right, this is a warning. Like, don't bother me. Whatever I put out there, whatever you want to consider nonsense or conspiracy theory, I've done my research. I've seen the proof and all that stuff. Leave me alone. Because these people are so hard on about this guy and their religion. That's the other thing. Like, these people, the left is Satanists and the right is like staunch Christians that won't allow any other, like, they're closed-minded and stuff. You know, I myself am a man of God. I don't, this dark art shit, no, it's just about righteousness. But I'm not answering to people. No. I'm not answering to your rules for what I can believe in. Because what I believe in is not wicked. Yeah, we're on the same team when it comes to these people, but you easily like stab me in the back if you think or misunderstand what I'm trying to do. So I can't trust them either. That's why I'm an independent. Like, I like put them both like right, like, yo, arm's length. You know? I may lose subscribers for that shit, but that's fine. Like, that's not what this is about. It's about putting the truth out there, to put righteousness out there. So, let's go. Yeah, I think that's it. I just want to get that off my chest because I know I haven't like recorded in a while in a setting, used my mic in a while, and I'm like, I just wanted to vent. And doing it out of my car was not fun. So, I just hope people have an understanding now of how I think. Because I don't want to deal with, like, I don't mind, like, I like to explain myself, but I don't want to have to keep doing that. You know, I want to make myself clear so people can understand. So there's no misunderstanding of, if he says that, why does he do that? Blah, blah, blah. No. I'm sure, I hope I made it clear. Whatever side you're on, I hope I made it clear. If you're on the left, get the fuck away from me. Like, don't approach me in person. Don't do that. Because see how you can be triggered by just orange man in office? Like, I get triggered by evil. So you come to me, you start marching and a lot of you, this is what I'm saying when it comes to people on the right, when these people start yelling at you and blocking your car and yelling through a blowhorn into your ear, and you could just stand there and take it and just record all day. No, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Like, we're both ending up in jail, or you're gonna end up dead and I'll be in jail, because that's not okay. That's assault. You know, and you can't really trust the system like that to understand, especially with the way things are going, and, you know, the race shit and all that, you know. So I will watch these videos just like, yo, please keep me from making my money. Block my car. See what happens. I'm not going to stay here and try to rationalize shit with you. That's why I do this here. You know, if I see you're a good person, if I can sense that, and you're confused,
We'll have a conversation. It'll be loud. It will be loud, but we'll have a conversation. But keep me from making my money and providing for my loved ones. Keep doing that. Come to me and blow some weird shit in my ear and blow out my eardrums. You think this is gonna end with me just calling 911? No, I'm handling you straight up. I can't say what I'm gonna do, but just know you won't be okay. You won't.
So I think that's it for now. Yeah. That's pretty much it for now.
I hope everybody has an understanding and is clear about what I'm saying here. You know, people on the right, grow some balls. You know, take these muzzles off and just, live straight up. Oh, there's one thing. Yeah, if he wins, I better see him clean this shit up. I want to see some, RICO law. I want to see the march, like all of them in cuffs one by one. Hopefully, like 80% of them, like chomp on some cyanide pills or something like that. Something like these people have to go because what they're doing to children and shit. Like no, no. I better see that. And you on the left, straight up, don't. Just don't. Because I'll be laughing while I destroy you. Oops. I'm telling him, nicest guy in the world, but there's a line you just can't cross on me. And your wickedness, Satanism and all that shit, that's the line. Bring it my way and see what happens to you. Insane, I hope this helps the people who are lost. Not lost, but because I have no hope in them, they're gone. But people who are seeking truth, seeking righteousness, and are there people that think the way I do, that doesn't like what's going on, that sees the craziness, that sees the weakness of the right, the wickedness of the left, that all I'm trying to do is be a good person and just live this life as happy as I am, have a career, all that, to have family, not deal with this. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be bad eggs out here, but we can handle that, But to push it at this level, from the top into our entertainment, subliminal messages and stuff, this all-inclusive diversity shit, that's existed forever. Why are we pushing it? Since when was it? Nobody thought this was a problem other than the right wingers back in those days. They were complaining about it, but they never stopped it. So why are you acting like it was stopped? Now you have we're having rules for the Oscars now. Fuck the Oscars anyway. I'm done with Hollywood, but at the same time, now imagine the creatives who have an idea for a film. Let's say these people, it's somebody from a more European or Caucasian, persuasion, basically. Let's say it was a German dude. He came to the States, wanted to make it big in Hollywood, and he has a story, a tale from what he's familiar with. They're all basically white. And he wants to tell that story on film. He can't do it now because you got to make sure you have 30% of this or 20% of that, or this color, that color, this disability, this gender. So what? This is not in. This is an ancient story. I can't do that, but now they're forced to. You see what I'm saying? And then we have the voice actors. We got people I wonder what Phil Lamar's gonna do. Because this dude did Hermes, Samurai Jack. So many white characters. Aquaman. Static Shock. So he can't do anyone else anymore? He can't do any other voices anymore? Or Kevin Michael Richardson? Dude's Lester and Junior and hundreds more. Not just black. What? He has to limit himself to his race? This is voice acting. What's the big deal? You see what they're doing? This separate shit, but it's all inclusive at the same time. You see the chaos? Do you see the chaos? This does not make sense. They don't know what they want, and they're pushing this, and everybody's saying yes, yes, yeah, my diversity, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we need that. We need that. I mean, of course, the big wigs are gonna say yes because they're gonna be like, yeah, that's what the people are into. So, and we need to make this money. So yeah, go for it. Make it full blown, all about lesbianism, all that stuff. Make it full blown everything that these people are pushing. Do you understand when I'm saying we give them permission? This is where the whole capitalism thing comes from. Because we're so scared about what our peers will say or what they'll think about our opinion on stuff, that we say yes to this. We said yes. This is why the comic book industry and all that is failing. That's why they have to rely on movies. And now that's failing too. Because of this all-inclusive bullshit that they're doing. But okay. I'm the bad guy. Yo. Like anyone I've spoken to personally like this has agreed. Why does it take me saying this? What happened? Or a few people. Because I follow a few people who have this type of thinking. But a lot of these people have, not a lot of them are independent. So one is one-sided. It's still part of the left-right, paradigm. They're just two sides of the same coin, You gotta be... It's insane. It's just insane. What is going on? They're saying, we're asking for this. I am not. So, like I said, don't say anything to me when this shit goes down. When you lose your freedoms, when you lose it, I blame you for not speaking up when you know you should have, but you were scared because of what somebody thought. That you're not mentally strong enough. Okay? I don't care if it's family. Like, you think I cared if somebody in my family thinks a certain way, but I think the other way? This is where freedom of speech comes in. Like, you get to say these things. You have these discussions and you come to a compromise or a conclusion. But you don't just be like, you know what you think is right, or the chances are what you're thinking or want to say is right and they're completely wrong. But because so many others think that way as the people that you're dealing with, you want to shut up or you conform to them. You who do that, I blame you. So don't come to me. Don't say anything to me. Oh, you're right. No, I'm tired of hearing that. I shouldn't be. You should have been able to do this on your own. We're not stupid. We're not. You choose to be because you want to appease people. You want to feel loved. Why not just love yourself first and then care about others? That's not a greedy thing to do, because how could you if you don't love yourself? If you don't take care of yourself first, how could you provide and help or, deal with others? I had to learn that the hard way because I used to do a lot of things for people, say yes to a lot of people at my own detriment. I wish I did this, I didn't learn this later on. I wish I'd learned this or thought this way earlier. But it took a lot of, learning the hard way. It's a good thing I was always thinking outside the box as a kid, because if I wasn't like that, oh my God, I'd be a drone just like the rest of them. So that's why I say what I say. So for the people who are like, want to say something but just scared, I'm going to tell you right now, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because you're going to lose in the end just because you cared too much. Be the example. the more of us that speak out, you are helping those people you care about. Because they'll see, holy shit. At least they learn. You know, it might be the hard way for them too. It might be they might be a little up in age at the time, but nah. Be concerned about the ones that are dead set in their ways, yo. That won't change, or who are completely drones, like NPC status, straight up. Be careful of those guys. Stay away from them. That's why I say I don't push anything. I'm not trying to change minds. No, it's up to you. That's why I say don't take anything I say and run with it, yo. Verify what I say, because I could definitely be wrong. So check. Even if whatever I say sounds right, don't stop at me. Confirm for yourself. Anyway, that is it. More, I'm gonna be putting out more content. It won't be just things like this. Like, I really want to do more comic book stuff, movies, and cooking, and you know, all that stuff. Like, but everything that's happening now makes that difficult. You know, what are things I am interested in that need to speak out on, give my opinion on? People that have shared interests in the comic book realm and the superhero realm and the television and film realm. With all this Hollywood shit makes it hard to even want to do it. Because you saw, if you could scroll back to my first videos. I started off doing that. Then things started, when I moved to LA, things started to hit me. I'm like, I was warned about this stuff, but this is it's a bit much. I don't want to be pushing it, so I try to, you know, stick with as much righteousness as I can when I do this, because I don't want to be party to the subliminal and things of that nature. But I'm gonna try, because I know there are people out there, subscribers out there, that love that content, because I love that content. I love comic books. I love DC Comics. You know, I want to talk about that stuff all the time. I love Transformers, everything. But these fools are making it hard. But I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna earn my keep, and I'll give you what you asked for, what you subscribe for. So stay tuned. Outside of that, please, if you, like, straight up donate if you can. You can hit the Cash App. If not, yo, just hit that like, yo. Because YouTube is censoring me like crazy. Like, every video I put up, I get the yellow mark. Even on things that don't have to do with this, like, they know my voice at this point. So even if I'm talking about nerd shit, you know, I have to appeal that and pray that I get the green mark. So, straight up. At least you guys could do that so I can keep doing this. You know, so I can focus on this. So yeah. Cheers, man, and bless.
Justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response, ma'am?
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Senator Harris.
My entire career, I have been personally opposed to the death penalty, and that has never changed. And I dare anybody who is in a position to make that decision, to face the people I have faced, to say, I will not seek the death penalty. That is my background. That is my work. I am proud of it. I think you can judge people by when they are under fire, and it's not about some fancy opinion on a stage, but when they're in the position to actually make a decision, what do they do? When I was in the position of having to decide whether or not to seek a death penalty on cases I prosecuted, I made a very difficult decision that was not popular to not seek the death penalty. History shows that, and I am proud of those decisions.
Senator Harris,